That was just stunning. I just loved your interpretation of the piece.
Thank you.
But, I had watched your, there's a video of the two of you performing this in Texas last year, and I'd watched that online earlier, but and thought that was great. But this is the first time I've heard this version, and it's even better. I just loved how you opened it up and did your own thing with it. Um, and I'm honored to be a part of this project, and you guys play beautifully, and the whole CD is gorgeously recorded. It's just wonderful to be a part of this.
Thank you.
So let's see, what can I say? Um, I've been playing with a klezmer band for over 30 years at this point. I do a lot of, I do double on, I play flute, I play bass flute, I play shakuhachi and a bunch of other ethnic flutes. I play classical guitar, electric guitar. I'm just kind of like all over the map, probably spread way too thin, but it puts me in a good position to write pieces for flute and guitar. Um, so I've been playing klezmer music for over 30 years, and at various times I've tried arranging pieces for traditional klezmer pieces for solo guitar. And I originally, the fourth movement of this suite, I originally is a traditional klezmer piece that I arranged for flute and guitar years ago, and then when I was performed with a number of different classical guitarists. And then maybe 10 years ago, had a duo for quite a while with Nathan Kolosko, another wonderful guitarist and composer. I believe you and Bob have played one of Nathan's pieces also.
Yes, yes, we loved that one too.
And I decided to stretch this piece out and write three more movements to go with it. Um, and so all the movements are kind of based in different klezmer grooves. In this groove, like you said, it's known as a Turkisher in Jewish music. It's known as a I'm blanking on the name of it right now. A maksum in Arabic music, and I've also at various times played with an Arabic ensemble. So I've kind of come at this from different sides, and then I play jazz, and even in my klezmer band, we do a fair amount of improvising. So I always, there's always been an improvisational element to a lot of the music that I perform. And so this movement in particular, I just wanted to open it up and have, space for a modal improvisation. And when I published the composition, that I wrote out one sort of written out improvisation for players who weren't comfortable improvising.
Right.
But what you're doing it with it is what I hoped would happen, that, some people would be able to take it and just open it up and do their own thing with the piece.
Well, thank you. That's one of the most fun things for Bob and I. And every time we do it, it's obviously a little different, but we talk a lot about, kind of the structure and how we hand off melody and how, so that's one of the most rewarding parts of something like this.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell you, it was wonderful seeing all those pictures of the Middle East. I actually remember the day that I kind of started writing this movement, and I have a cabin in central Maine that's off the grid that I built back in the 70s. I was a hippie in central Maine, and I still have the cabin and go up there frequently to hang out with my wife, or sometimes to go up there and work on music projects. And so I started writing this piece in this cabin, and that's like kind of it's in a field, back down a dirt road in central Maine. So it's a kind of a funny thing to have the Middle Eastern influence there, but that's where it's coming from. And one thing one oddball element here is that the the A section melody, the da 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 dee da 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 dee da da dum. I actually based the structure of that melody on Yesterday, the Beatles tune. Um,
Ah,
so that's another subtle reference to Yesterday in the title. There's nothing melodically similar or harmonically similar, but Yesterday it starts out with you know, a one measure statement of yesterday and then three two-measure responses to it. Um, so that was kind of just like an odd. I've always loved how that song is structured, and so I decided to use that as an influence.
I love this. Next time we play, we're going to have all of these different images in our head
Yeah,
to play with. So, yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this. Boy, having all of you composers here is just the biggest treat for us. So thank you.
The other thing I'd say is, the bass, flute, and guitar combination is just, I find it like just so rich and warm because the instruments are both in the same range and the way they overlap. I mean, I love playing, concert flute with guitar also, but it's just a whole different world.
I
So
agree. I
thank you
hope,
so much for such a beautiful performance.
thank you. I hope to have more bass flute and guitar pieces actually written because we love that combination too. Yeah, and it gives a lot of possibilities with the improvising that, or not even improvising
Right.
possibilities. So thank you so much, Carl.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.